I'm here with Rich Kreps. Rich, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Rich Kreps, I'm a farmer, a crop advisor, sustainability specialist, former chairman of the board of American Pistachio Growers, and now just a plain old board member with APG.
Rich, what separates high-performing pistachio orchards from average orchards this time of year?
I think it's the farmer's involvement, but knowing exactly what you're putting on at the right time and also using specific derivatives. So making sure cations and anions are actually the right ones at the right time to go in, making sure they're soluble and they're put in with water in the perfect proportion and not just rinsed through the crop. I think when you get really good at that and managing your water, your yields are up.
You guys talked a lot about, the different things the different tools that growers can use and the different inputs and, a lot of things are potentially being taken away from us. Can you talk about some of the things that they still have access to right now that they could be using to benefit them into this harvest season?
Yeah, part of what's being taken away, obviously, our water situation is pretty bad. But if you can be more efficient at the water that we're applying, especially using synthetic technology now, I can turn my water on and off to my phone. I can use fertilizer from my phone now, which gives me the capability now to run water at night off peak hours.
Right.
So not only am I being more efficient in putting in, the plant stomata are opening back up again, more nutrition's being taken up, but I'm saving a lot of money and energy when I'm running my wells now off peak and not paying those exorbitant rates of electricity at specific times. So if you're smarter with that, you're not just putting nutrition on, you're getting it into your ground. And at times it saves you a little bit.
Yeah, so being able to use some of those tools, I know we have all this AI tech now and everything in the palm of our hands. So yeah, I think that
makes it nice.
So, where would you say that growers should focus their attention between now and harvest to maximize their returns?
So specific nutrients need to go out at specific times. We have a bud differentiation time period now where even you've got thick buds that are going to be fruit nuts for next year, but you've also got native buds. Some of those can switch now and go back up that stem to turn into vegetative buds and get bigger, or some of those can be produced. If you get your nutrition, pistachios don't like wet feet. Just because it's hot, you don't want to flood your field so heavy that all of a sudden they're sitting in water. You want to make sure you're kind of pulse irrigating and making that more efficient.
Yeah.
I think doing that right will get you to the point of growing two crops always at the same time. Next year's crop, us finishing this.
Yeah, so we're not just thinking about this.
No.
You're always having to think about next season. Everything that you're putting on your crop. So it's finding that fine balance. What would you say is one management decision that growers make that has the biggest impact on their profitability?
I think it's specific nutrition. I harp all the time. It used to be a big deal where everyone just put on gypsum in the cow. And for specific yields, that could be a great answer. The problem I have with that, though, the fields that are already high in calcium and their minds opens, you're putting this blanket over your burgers of this white rust. And now in the springtime, and you really need phosphorus energy, you try to put phosphorus through your drip, which now is tied up with all this white layer of gypsum, and you're recreating tooth enamel. That product wants to be together. Calcium phosphate sticks together, it creates its own rock. So you've just eliminated two nutrients by putting them in. I think if you could be specific on the derivatives you're putting in at the right time, you're going to get more efficacious at getting specific nutrients.
What would you say is maybe what was your biggest takeaway from that panel today? That if you had to have a grower that attended today walk away with the biggest piece of advice?
JW is always a wealth of knowledge. He's lived it, he gets it, and he really cares about helping growers and not just getting advice, but what's setting advice as a grower needs. So it's always fun to be in a discussion with him. But I think Roger's main focus of saying, hey, get involved. We as farmers are too good and just, putting our heads down and getting something done no matter what regulations get put our way. We still have to get a ground to harvest. That's our main focus. If we start focusing more on telling our message, what we do, we grow food. Nutritious feeds for people coming out of the ground. So that's not a waste of water by any means. Every time I talk about being a pistachio farmer, the next question in someone's mouth is, don't they take a lot of water? Compared to what? Our forests are 900 to 1,100 trees now per acre, but we used to be 60 to 70. That's an inefficient use of water. Let's be better stewards of the land than we are in forest management. I think we can do a job with that. We need to be advocates for ourselves and telling us.
Right. Maybe take those dirty boots into the Capitol and get your voice heard.
And they will hear us. There's times that I've been in meetings where people get whisked away when you ask the hard question because they don't want them to answer it. Keep going and asking. At some point, they can win waiting.
Yeah, you're making
be advocates for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if there's anything you want to add. We appreciate you being here today and always sharing your expertise with us.
Putting these types of events on with growers coming together, actually share some knowledge and lunch. They're invaluable. Thank you for doing that. The magazine, all the promotion, really appreciate it.
And you can see Rich, or you can hear Rich's voice in West Coast magazine pretty much every month lately. He's been contributing. So
I've heard him to help.
if you want to hear more from Rich, read West Coast magazine. He'll be in there next month. So, for My Ag Life, I'm Kristen Platts.